Was good, was good, family was good. Yeah, apologies about the lateness. There's a misunderstanding, Mac. He texted my other phone. See, that's the price you pay for having two cell phones. Mac called me on the wrong phone, didn't see it. Uh, uh, but it's cool. We here now. We just gonna run through this real quick. Um, Me and Mac's top 10 supervillains. This was supposed to happen a while ago, but I mean, it's happening now. Probably a better week to do this than any other week. It's my birthday week, so let's get into it. My fault. The people that was waiting. I know I was supposed to get this done earlier, but it is what it is. D-Man said, finally, hell. Nah, that's Mac fault. That's Mac fault. We're gonna blame that on Mac. Salute to D-Man and Humble. That's Mac fault. Mac wanted to go to brunch. I ain't hear about nobody going to brunch since I was a kid in the 90s. It's either lunch, breakfast, or dinner. Pick one. But anyway, let's get to this list. Share, like, and subscribe, please. Oh, hold on. Let me pull up the banner. All right, Mac. If you can, we'll have it without having Josie in the background.
Without having Josie.
I mean, because y'all sounding like Puff and Big right now. She ad-libbing in the background.
Oh, you can hear her?
Could I?
Okay, I turned it down. Didn't know you could hear her.
Yeah, like I say, y'all sounding like Puff and Big right now. Let's go to yours first, Mr. Sinister.
Hey, I got the gate key. But yeah, so you can hear me now. So my villain, my original villain is Mr. Sinister, Nathaniel Essex. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many of y'all know who he is. If you're in the comics, then you should know. You should know that Mr. Sinister is one of X-Men's villains.
Yes, sir.
And he's a villain that was actually created by. He's a villain that was created by Apocalypse, actually.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I really do mess with Mr. Sinister. See, this ain't one of the this list ain't about the top 10 of all time. It's our favorite villains.
Yeah. And what I liked about both our lists, see somebody like Mr. Sinister, yeah, you seen him on the series and stuff like that, but he's not crazy. He's not the most popular villain, So I kind of like that. Me and you both kind of took this approach. Well, you ain't see who's my number 10. You're gonna really be like, damn. You know what I mean? We went off of, I guess, like what we like in certain characters or whatever. And Mr. Sinister is definitely a dope one. Like I said, you won't really know about him too much because he's not the most popular X-Men bad guy. When we get to Mac list, you'll see certain ones that you definitely know, but this one is one of them ones where you might not know. Let me get in the comment section before I go to mine. Salute Tay Tay. Tay said, I remember him.
Yeah. And see, and man, let me tell you, Mr. Sinister was a bad motherfucker. Do you know a lot of the villains that Mr. Sinister was out there? Mr. Sinister created a lot of the villains. He was partially had something to do with what was that motherfucker? I know he took some of Jean Grey and Cyclops DNA. I can't remember the motherfucker he created.
Oh, because of that?
Man, he was taking mutant DNAs and he was creating other mutants. He was taking people that didn't have They didn't have powers, giving them powers, creating mother. Yeah, like what they call them, Charles Darwin or something like that. I can't remember
Yeah.
all the way.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. 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 Dad, you just made me remember.
yeah. I was just trying to remember everything as we go on the list. I just remember him because he was always one of the people that I always remember.
To me, he kind of stood out because of how he looked. You know what I mean? I always thought he had like a kind of a dope outfit, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. I always wanted to see him against the Vision because of the crystals in their motherfucking heads. But
Man, that would be dope. Never thought about that.
but but yeah, man. Let's move on. Mine, I'm gonna go to my number 10 since we going back and forth. I was just gonna go down through the list, but I guess it is we can knock it out easier that way.
Yeah.
The
Quick and easy.
calendar man. The calendar man, Julian Day.
So what made you pick him?
Now, what I love about him is he gonna murder your ass on a holiday. I love that about Julian Day, the calendar man. And not only that, he's actually smarter than you think. He's not a major villain in the Batman universe or in the Batverse, but he's definitely one of those dudes you don't really want to tread lightly with. You know, he'll murder somebody on Thanksgiving. He'll murder somebody on Valentine. Any like holiday that you could think of, Hanukkah. You know what I mean? Even minor holidays like Boxing Day. You know, like he's just real intelligent and always kind of leaves a souvenir. Kind of like, I don't want to give away the story because I know your ass probably ain't read it yet. Like the Long Halloween. You know, he's similar to the person that's murdering everybody in the Long Halloween. He kind of was a little upset about it because he kind of got upstaged by that. But always liked the calendar man, Julian Day, because his ability and his wanting to murder you on a holiday. Okay, Mac fell out. Good, Matt?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So yeah, that's my number 10. Julian Day, the calendar man. Tay, you don't know nothing about this. I don't know where she at. You don't know nothing about Julian Day, the calendar man.
Just wait till you see my number 9. I'm gonna see who all knows about this one.
You know, I know who he is.
I
Him
know
and
you
Malmo.
know who he is.
Oh, well, I ain't gonna give it away. But let's go. Hold on. Let me go to the comments before I go to Mac number 9. Oh, she just put usual suspect 6. All right. I was just making sure you wasn't talking back, Tay. Just making sure. Yeah, it is the Batman bad guy that I just picked. Oh my God, this dude, man. I'm gonna have to buy. She said, "I'm here, laugh out loud." I'm gonna have to buy Mac a freaking laptop, man.
All right,
This
I'm good now.
yeah, this boy in and out like a robbery.
Getting a phone call and shit.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so yeah, that was my number 10, Julian Day. Max number 9.
The Violator. So, hey, look, I know a lot of y'all don't. You know, we talk so much about Marvel and DC. We talk so much about Marvel and DC that we forget about Spawn. We forget about Todd McFarlane. Um, you know what I'm saying? These are some of the Todd McFarlane was illustrator for Marvel at one time. Then he went out
Yes,
and
sir.
started his
Yup. He used
own.
to draw Spider-Man. Yup.
Yeah,
Yes,
and he
sir.
went to Image Comics. Violator is one of the premier villains in Spawn. And one of the great things about Violator, see, Violator is Spawn's Joker. So y'all got to
Yep.
understand that. That's
He just
Spawn's
a
Joker.
fat out of shape.
And to be honest with you,
Version.
he's only out of shape because he want to be. Because he can shapeshift. Like he's a
True.
demon.
True.
He can shapeshift.
True. Yup.
Like
He is. Yup.
yeah, he only does that because he's cynical and he's a joker until you piss him off and then you see his true form. And when you see his true form, you're like, God damn, he's a bad. Like he's one of the coldest villains in the Spawn in the Spawn universe. And Tay Tay say he look nasty. Tay Tay, you ain't seen nothing.
Oh,
Do
you
you
got
got
to see his true form.
yeah,
His true form is even worse.
do you got his true form up?
Now only I know people know this version of him, so I just only had a picture of that. But he put it this way, he don't look like that.
At all. At all.
He's even
a demon.
scarier looking than that. Yeah, he look like.
Man, say. Hey, matter of fact, Tay Tay, just Google Violator of Spawn. You want to see?
I mean, he ain't the main bad guy. The main bad guy is really Malbolgia.
Yeah, my Bojan.
And they
Which
both,
basically Satan. But
yeah,
he's his right hand man.
yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my number 9. This is why I chose Violator. I could have went a bunch of different ways. Like it was actually a fight. I'm gonna tell you, this is the crazy thing. He almost didn't make my list. I really wanted to put Dormammu on number 10 and put Mr. Sinister number 9 because I love Dormammu. And the only
Mm-hmm.
reason I wanted to put Dormammu was because Dormammu is actually he's a villain in more than just uh Doctor Strange. He's a villain in Ghost Rider. He's a
Yep.
villain in other comics too. And I wanted to talk about Dormammu. I did want to talk about Doomsday as well, but I said no, I'll come back. We can talk about them at a later date.
Tay said he's gross. He looks nasty, and he stink. I bet. I ain't go for he be scratching his butt and all of that, but I think he does that. I mean, the point of him, you wouldn't think of him as a threat, like seeing him like that. So it's like an illusion, in my opinion, because when he's out of his true form and he in his true element, I ain't go front ain't nothing nice
At all. At all.
Humble
You got
said
it.
looks like D-Man. He said look like D-Man. That's messed up.
That's fucked up, Humble.
She said, I bet the best way to hide things from him, the best way to hide things from him is by the soap he'll never find in there. I guess she say he won't never walk. Good pick though. Good pick. Hold on. So that's Max number 9. Let me go to my number 9.
Okay.
Reish
Raj
Al
Al Ghul. Hey, what's crazy? I promise you, he almost made my list. He almost made
He
it.
gotta be on my list. That's
Because
like,
so
yeah,
when
go ahead.
before you talk about it, I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of my villains that I really do like were Batman villains. No lie. But I love Batman. That's why you saw
I know.
Doomsday. Even though I know Doomsday originated in Superman, he was in Batman. You saw he
Yep.
was also in Justice League.
Oh, don't tell Tay that. Tay
Yeah,
gonna be like, oh, Doomsday he was a Superman bad guy. How you giving credit to Batman?
he started off as Doomsday, but he ended up in the whole universe. He went from Superman to Batman. He was also in one of the Green Lanterns. Even though you got all the different Lantern Corps from the red lanterns, the black lanterns, all the
Yep.
yellow lanterns. Because I
Mm-hmm.
also started to put Parallax on here, but I didn't because we only doing 10 right now. We might
Mm-hmm.
change it later
I ain't
and
gonna
do another
lie.
10.
I ain't mad at you for Parallax, but it's funny that you bring up Parallax, but you'll find out later. That's why.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
But,
But see, the reason I didn't pick Parallax because I actually think it's better villains in the Green Lantern Corps than Parallax,
yep. I
and
think
that's
sure Atrocitus is one of them. You know what I
hell
mean?
yeah. That but
Atrocitus, his whole story and the reason why he became a Red Lantern in the first
mm-hmm.
place because his planet got destroyed. Man,
And to be
get
honest with you, he's
Blackest
probably
Day,
one of the
Brightest.
coldest with a Lantern ring. Period.
Yeah, yeah.
Period. But that's a whole nother. They had to outsmart him to beat him. They couldn't just beat him straight up.
Yeah,
But
they
that's
couldn't
another
beat him straight
storyline.
up. Yeah.
And, and
You can't just beat
and the reason I say
Astros.
and I was talking about Raj Al Ghul is because man, I was just thinking about all the other villains. It's just too many Batman villains that I couldn't put him over. I couldn't put him over Two Face. I couldn't put him over Riddler. I couldn't
Yeah,
put
I'm
him
gonna
over
keep it
Joker.
real. You put we got a gavel to bang on you. You put Two Face number 15. I
Why?
said we gonna take Mac Gemini card.
You can't
We take
because
it. He said you can't. We gonna take Mac Gemini card. He put a Gemini all the way at the bottom. I gotta holler at Ashley in 78 and see if they gonna vote you out. I'm gonna see if they gonna vote you out.
No, Champ, you just want me to be Two Face. That's all. You just,
Don't worry, don't worry. Your intro coming soon. Coming soon. It's probably gonna be in that Big Bad Harvey episode. If y'all remember that. Yeah, y'all might not remember that. But good my number 9, Ra's al Ghul, is basically he's the grandfather of Batman's son,
mm-hmm.
Damien. And also his daughter is Talia al Ghul, who is Batman's sometime lover, you know, when she drugs him. Because regular Batman, he could have seen right through her. But how they ended up making Damien in the first place is that she basically drugs Batman. She don't even take off Batman mask while they making love. She leave the mask on and she took everything else off. She said, "Oh Lord, Tay. Nah, that's a fact. That's what happened. I'm just letting you know what happened. They already know who he really is anyway.
Yeah, they're one of the few that do
Yeah,
know who
they're
he
one of the
really is.
few, and they don't even blast his identity. They know who he really is. Ra's al Ghul and Talia, they know who he really is. So, another cool thing about Ra's al Ghul is that he can always die and come back. All you got to do is throw him in the Lazarus pit. Don't we all wish we had a Lazarus pit? But see, the funny thing about that Lazarus pit is this, though. It changes you. You know what I mean? When you come back, you are the same person for the most part, but you're not all the way the same person. Ask Jason Todd, the second Robin who got killed by the Joker, and who
Fact.
they brought him back. He was never really the same when he came back. So yes, Ra's al Ghul is my number 9. Uh, she said she talk about Batman. He probably makes love with his socks on. Shoot, what's that supposed to mean? But anyway, yeah, that's my number 9. Let's go to Max number 8.
So my number 8 is Mephisto.
Mephisto.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, it's crazy because it could have been either or. It could have been Lucifer as well. But If y'all ask Ack, he knows my favorite comic book is Ghost Rider.
Yep.
And when you
Spirit of
talk about
Vengeance.
and when you talk about Mephisto is actually his number one. Uh,
Yes.
it's his number one villain in that comic. Mephisto
Mephisto, and then I'll say
and
Blackheart a second.
Lucifer a second.
Oh, okay.
Lilith, the Blackheart is there. You also got Lilith and you got Dormammu. The reason I say Lucifer is second, Lucifer is the person that gave Ghost Rider his powers. He gave Johnny
True.
Blaze.
True.
He gave Johnny Blaze his power. He also gave Carter Slade his powers. Mephisto
That was
took
Carter
over
Slade was the
hell.
second one, right?
Carter Slade was no. Carter Slade was one of the original Ghost Riders. He was the one on the horse.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He was the Ghost Rider on the horse, champ. Yeah. So Lucifer gave them his powers, and they're in the beginning of Ghost Rider. They were fighting Lucifer. Blackheart was Lucifer's son, who fought against him. And Blackheart is one of his biggest villains. But then you got Mephisto, and Ghost Rider kicked Mephisto out of hell and took over hell in one of the stories. And one of the biggest things, Mephisto was trying to get his seat back. And this was throughout all the Ghost Riders deal with Mephisto, every single one of them. That's what made me go ahead and pick him over Lucifer, is because Lucifer they don't talk about Lucifer so much in the newer comics. They talk about Mephisto. So when you go into the newer comics, anything like that, not Cosmic Ghost Rider, but the other ones, you're gonna see them speak on Mephisto, and you're gonna see them fighting Mephisto and things like that. So that's why I picked who I picked.
Um,
And I
I
Ghost Rider.
like.
I love Ghost
Yeah,
Rider.
go ahead. Yeah,
No,
I
I
was
was just
gonna
saying that I
say.
love Ghost Rider.
Hold it down real quick, Mac, for like
All
2 seconds. Talk more about Ghost Rider and Mephisto.
right. But so just so y'all, just giving y'all a kind of, let me go give y'all a little background on Mephisto, because Mephisto, he actually didn't appear in Ghost Rider first. Mephisto actually, he started off as Silver Surfer, which is crazy. But yeah, he started out as Silver Surfer. Um, he ended up, I forgot how he ended up in Ghost Rider. He's been in Spider-Man comics. He's been in Avenger comics. Um, Matter of fact, one of my favorite comics where they dealt with Mephisto was when Mephisto took over Las Vegas and he brought the spawn of hell to Vegas and had Avengers
All right,
fighting him in Vegas. So that
Mac
was probably
crazy.
one of my favorite comics.
Which one? The
And
one? Which one? You talk
w-
about the one he was in Vegas?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's because that's an Avengers. That's actually Avengers comic. And you had
Okay.
Robbie, and that was when they actually you had Johnny Blaze and Robert Knight. Robbie Knight in that one. And I'm not a big Robbie fan. I don't. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I don't like him as Ghost Rider because he's not Ghost Rider. The car is, and that kind of frustrates me. Like that's stupid. But because Ghost
You know,
Rider is
when
the
different
spirit of
people get their hands on the scripts and they give you license, yo, you go ahead, you could write this character now. You know how
yeah,
it ends up going.
yeah. But how you gonna make him the goddamn like you made the car? He's supposed to be Ghost Rider, not the fucking car. I'm sorry.
Spirit
I'm
of
sorry.
vengeance.
Yeah, this is a
Spirit
kid
of
channel.
vengeance.
I don't
Yeah. You cussing.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
mean, on a live stream, I'll let you get away with it because we playing the game, and I know things are sporadic over here.
Yeah, that's my
But
fault. Cut that out. Cut that out. My bad. Apologies. But yeah, it frustrates me that they got the Robbie as the car. Like I just don't understand it. But that's their storyline. That's what they want to do. I'm glad they got rid of him and they got Frank Castle now. Yeah, we rocking with Frank Castle now, champs.
I
We got the Punisher and Ghost
always
Rider
liked
fans.
it. I already liked it. Frank Castle. This all those comics where they combine like people being like different characters that already cemented their spot already. I always thought that was interesting to do. Kind of like when Batman became a Green Lantern. You know what I'm saying? And Batman was whooping a lot of ass with that ring. A lot of it was easy. It actually was very easy, for him.
It was.
I
It
guess.
actually. It really makes it unfair with him being a Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
I mean, with him being a Green Lantern.
I didn't think that was fair either. Like, because he's already capable without a ring. You know what I mean? So for him to have like one of them rings on top of that, it got ugly. It got real ugly. But let me go to my number 8.
All right.
Omni-Man, Nolan Grayson.
Nah, he almost made my list too.
I ain't gonna lie, I had to put Omni-Man, y'all. I had to. Omni-Man is my dude. He got all the Superman's powers, I want to say, except the super, just minus 2. The super breath and the laser vision. Don't got the heat vision. But everything else, he got. This isn't Marvel or DC. I guess me and Mac had the same type of mind because I didn't want to just make it all Marvel and DC. This is from Image Comics. Like Nolan starts out in the beginning. We think that he's a good guy. He's fighting truth, justice, and the American way, as y'all patriots would say. But it doesn't end up turning like that. He got a hidden agenda. His hidden agenda is when his son Mark gets his power that they're going to take over planets. He's a Viltrumite. That's what he's sent over to do. He's really sent over to scope out a planet for a while, make it ready so that the rest of the Viltrumites could come over and take over that planet. And I don't want to give too much of the story away because if you guys watch this series on Amazon Prime, it will be back March the 14th.
Oh, it's on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime.
Did not know that. Did not know. What's the name of the series?
That's crazy. It's called Invincible.
I swear I did not know that. See, now you gave me something else to watch.
KG is supposed to be on the channel. Me and KG is supposed to be covering all of these joints. Season 1 all the way up to season 2. But I know KG's busy right now.
I've been watching the Jack Reacher series, so I haven't been.
Yeah, I told you to watch that. You like that?
Bro. But see, Lee Childs is my favorite author, right?
I ain't mad at you for that. He might be mine too, because that's how I got the name Ack Reacher. For everybody, if you know it, Mac knew, but I don't know if anybody else
knew. Yeah, so that actually that is my favorite author. I love Lee Child books. I love the Jack Reacher series. I love this so much that I got my mom into it. So every time he drop a new book and I read it, I send it to my mom and she read it. Like I be waiting on him to drop a new book. And
yeah,
now
he's a good
they
author.
got that Jack Reacher series out. Oh man, y'all don't even understand.
And they actually did it right. They did it right.
Yes.
See, our problem with Tom Cruise was Tom Cruise like my height. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the name is supposed to be? Jack Reacher is supposed to be like 6'5". Yeah, 6'4", 6'5".
280 pounds.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no small dude. So it's like that when they did that, don't get me wrong, the spirit of the character, I understood, but it just wasn't, I don't know, it just didn't fit right to me because of the books. Maybe I shouldn't have read the book first. I wouldn't have thought that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tay rolling her eyes. What, you don't like Omni-Man? You don't like Nolan Grayson? You should watch it. This is a good series, Tay. Whenever you get that Amazon Prime, watch this. It's a damn good series.
Yeah, it is. It is a good
Um,
series. Tell you, you should go watch it.
what we up to? Number 7.
Yep, number 7. Got to pull up my
King
number 7.
Marco.
You got damn right. Kane Marco. I'm the juggernaut. Yeah. Hey, probably one of the. Hey, he's one of the most slept on villains in comic books. Like they actually have a whole comic book series. The Juggernaut has his own series. Um, but when it comes to like TV and things like that, do they realize that that would be real? They're just probably just as popular as Spider Man. Like I love the Juggernaut. I love everything the Juggernaut. You know what I'm saying? He's just different. He didn't care.
And
He lived
and
his
Mac,
life how he
explain to
wanted.
him how his powers don't come from him being a mutant.
Mm,
The Crimson Stone, etc. His is
yeah,
more bit magic based
yeah.
than anything.
So it's yeah, the stone of mystical entity, the what is it, Sidorak.
Yep, yep. The Crimson Gem.
uh
Yep.
yeah, he's empowered with the energy uh to transform, and he is an avatar. He's really just an avatar,
Yeah, he's an Avatar. Yeah.
basically. That's what it is. And but his powers, like he got strength, but his strength don't come from like regular people's strength. His strength comes from he's an unstoppable force. So once he started moving, you cannot stop him. That's his main power. He has more than just that. That's his main power. Once he start, he can't stop. So that's where a lot of his strength come from. You know, he has what's one of his other powers that a lot of people don't talk about?
Tay Tay
Uh,
say he's fired. I go for it. Y'all gotta read Eighth Day Juggernaut. Y'all gotta read
yeah,
that story. That's probably where he was at his. I want to say his most powerful. That is a good story. This is actually KG's favorite, one of his favorite comic book characters. So I guess
so
him and
you
Mac
yeah,
gonna
you
agree.
know, it's a comic. I can't remember which one it was, but him and the Blob was actually fighting. And you know, the Blob is a you know they say what do you do when you have like the inertia,
Yeah, yeah,
a unmovable object and an
yep,
object that you can't stop. What
yep.
happened when they meet? Well, the Blob is an unmovable object, and the Juggernaut is an
He's
unstoppable
an
object. What
unstoppable
happens when
force.
they
Yep.
meet? They almost destroyed the world. Like he's very powerful, and not to mention that he's Professor X's brother.
Yep. Step brother. Yep.
Yeah,
They always calling him Charles, man. They ain't got no
yeah.
respect calling him Mr. X. Him and Magneto be the main ones. Charles.
Nobody else called him Professor. He's Charles. I mean, everybody
Oh
else
yeah,
called him
Wolverine
Professor.
called him Chuck. Wolverine called him Chuck. You know, but Wolverine really older than him, even though he don't look like it in
Wolverine,
appearance.
Wolverine is the only person older than Wolverine is Apocalypse,
Yep.
and Sabretooth is a little. Is just a little bit older.
Yeah, he a little bit older. Yep, that's a fact. That's a
That's it.
fact.
Oh, and Mister Sinister. Mister Sinister is older than him.
Okay.
Mister Sinister old.
Nah, I know if he got made because of Apocalypse, I know he old as shit.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, he got me cursing.
My bad.
I know that. Um, but this is a good bad guy. There's actually a comic. I think it may be an Eighth Day Juggernaut where he takes over the Crimson Gem of Sidorak, and he's not even an Avatar anymore. He gets the full strength
Ooh,
of the Crimson Zone of Sidorak, and you just see Kane Markle sitting there on the chair.
I might have to go look at that.
So good choice. See,
The
this is a
only,
bad guy
yeah,
that y'all know. An X-Men a bad guy that y'all know.
yeah, who the Juggernaut.
Yeah, he
Oh
popular.
yeah,
Everybody know
yeah,
him.
very, very popular.
Let me go to my number 7. So my number 7, Venom. Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock. He said,
You know
and
what's
we don't
crazy?
like it either, do we, Eddie? He always talked to himself in the fifth person. Because it's we. Yeah, what was you gonna say, Mac?
He started off as a villain, but didn't end off as a villain.
Yes, I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, we could say the same thing about people on your list too.
Oh yeah, facts.
You know, so I don't think we got up to one yet. Yeah, we didn't get up to one yet, but as soon as it's a person that I know that played both sides, I'll call it out.
Oh, it's a couple of them actually, 2 of them.
So, yeah, Venom, basically is a symbiote. It arrived on Earth. It's very old. It had endowed itself to Spider-Man at first, and then what ended up happening is when it latched itself on to Spider-Man, it started changing the type of person who he was, and he had different personality. He just didn't care as much. Not even just about regular people that he was saving, but the bad guys that he was facing off against. The symbiote kind of had him more anger struck, and basically, what ends up happening is Spider-Man chooses to get rid of it, and it's a couple of ways to get rid of it: hypersonic sound, or you could use the fire. The fire is a little bit more painful. Spider-Man was by a bell, by a church bell, and he got rid of the symbiote that way. And Eddie Brock um, ended up being underneath that bell near the church, and the symbiote latched itself onto Eddie Brock. So, being that he got the symbiote attached to him, it gave the symbiote extra abilities that Spider-Man had because it latched itself on to Spider-Man. With a spider sense, Spider-Man's actually not able to detect him, but he can detect Spider-Man. And also, it gives away your memories and thoughts. So basically, he was able to know Spider-Man's true identity. Now, Eddie Brock knew that he was Peter Parker. And he starts off as a bad guy, him and Spider-Man going at it, but then he ends up turning over a new leaf and he ends up becoming a good guy. But, you know, we talking about the bad version of Eddie Brock that Spider-Man hates. I mean, that he hates Spider-Man, and he does nothing but want to destroy Spider-Man and everything he does, hurt his family, you know, typical villain stuff. Mac, you got anything to say about Mr. Brock?
No, I don't take nothing away from it because that's a good one. I picked Carnage over Venom, but you understand why.
Uh, well, yeah, I, because he stayed a bad guy, so
Yeah,
I
and
guess.
and Carnage actually took over all. What was the Venom? I can't even think of the Venom's. Not Venom King, but the Symbiote King.
Yeah. You
He
talking
was
about what was his name?
he.
Noel?
Yeah, no, he destroyed him. He beat him, and you got to be a bad. Yeah.
And you know what's crazy about Noel is I think
No,
that ended up giving Gore the God Butcher his power.
no, two different swords. Two different swords.
No. If you read the
Oh,
stories, Mac,
oh
that's what
yeah.
happened.
Yeah,
That
you
he
talking
was
about the
basically Gore the God Butcher. That was the symbiote. That's why he was so
yeah.
strong
It
like
was
that.
it was a
I
symbiote.
think actually you're right. When he got killed, that's how Gore the God Butcher got it.
Yeah, Because it is two different swords. You got the sword, the Necromon sword, and the God Killer sword.
Mm-hmm.
Gore the God Butcher had the God Killer sword, not the Necromon sword
Yeah.
that Noah
Mm-hmm.
was carrying around. But that one, the sword that Noah had was stronger. Carnage ended up carrying that one, so that was kind of. But yeah, he did get his powers from Noah.
Mm-hmm. Um, let's continue on. Damn, see, this top 10 is, and plus we got
Kind of
to
nice.
explain to y'all.
Yeah, and it's kind
Should
of
we should
nice
have did
though.
it 5. Should have did a 5, man.
Think we should have did a 5.
Yep.
We'll do a continuation. I guess the next time we'll do a 5. We'll do the bottom 5. After the top 10, we'll do we'll do the 11 to 15.
Go ahead,
To
man.
add more. Oh well, y'all know I gotta go. Princess Yukas, the brother of Drax. That's how he got his powers. We're talking about Darkseid. I know a lot of y'all know who Darkseid is. He's the most powerful being in the DC universe. Period.
Yes, sir.
Period. Like it's nothing more powerful than him. He
For Dark Side.
yeah, Darkseid. He got the force. He has his power is the Force Omega. He actually got it because he murdered his brother,
Yes,
Drax.
sir.
One thing about Darkseid was actually in prison. When he killed his brother and got the Omega Force, his parents imprisoned him, and the woman he loved actually got him out. I forgot her name right after that. I can't remember. I actually I watched the video about it not too long ago, but I just can't remember her name right now. And one of the great things about Darkseid is that in all the comics that y'all seen, Darkseid fighting the Justice League, fighting Superman, fighting the Lantern Force, it was just his avatar. If they
Yes,
ever
yes.
fought,
That's not
if
really.
they
Yeah, they
yeah
can't fight. He's too big.
yeah
He's too big, man.
they can't fight him. They can't beat him.
that
It ain't no can't fight him. They
that's
can't beat
basically
him.
his avatar. That body
Mm-hmm.
that you see right there, that's an avatar.
Yeah, that's his avatar. They can't beat him. Like not today, not tomorrow. Like in the storylines where they beat Darkseid, no.
Where they have Superman beating them. Look at
Yeah,
Tay Tay. Look at Tay Tay in the comment section.
she's happy, huh?
That's Superman's bad guy.
If Superman was to fight him, the real Darkseid, he'd lose.
What would
That ain't enough for
happen, man?
debate. He would die
What would happen?
quick.
Michael Ray the second salute.
It wouldn't even be. It would not even be a storyline. Like that's why
Back the
Darkseid
food.
is on my list because I'm gonna tell you this is why y'all know I don't like Superman because they had to create uh, a weakness for him. But then when you got somebody like Darkseid, it kind of okay. Now y'all created somebody that he's gonna have to really figure out how to beat because now it don't matter if you got a weakness or not. He's bigger and stronger than you. Period. What you gonna do?
And
That's
Darkseid fight you with his hands behind his back
yeah,
and use his Omega beams, which could follow you. You know what I mean for long distances. So definitely a good bad guy.
yeah. He's different.
Um, his son always tries to fight him, Orion, and I remember him and dag, I forgot what the main dude's name, but they had to switch sons. Orion's really his son, and Calabac is not. But I go for it. The New God stories is dope. The New God stories is dope with Darkseid and Orion, and if you ever get a chance, y'all should definitely try to tune in and get those comics. They definitely good stories. Good choice, Matt. Good choice. Uh, Let me see. I don't even remember who my number 6 is. Oh, there we go. Rohusaki, Mac. And it's my
You know
birthday.
what?
So
I had a feeling you was gonna pick him too.
Rohusaki.
I did.
Yeah, man. My man, the Shredder, man. Y'all know him as Rohusaki. Always tries to destroy whatever the Ninja Turtles and Master Splinter has going. That is his sole purpose in life. Splinter really is a Mato Yoshi, the mutagen, uh, whatever thing that you came into contact with last is what you transform into, and that's why Amato Yoshi became Splinter. But that's the comic in the cartoon version. You know, in other version, Splinter's just a whole rat out here, and he just came into contact with the ooze or the mutagen, whatever you want. I like calling it the mutagen. It's just more old school. You know what I mean? And yeah, it created a lot of different bad guys: Bebop and Rocksteady, uh, Superfly, so on and so forth. Uh, and he's very skilled in karate, and he's very good with hand to hand combat himself. So he's not anybody to just be trifled with the Shredder. And then when he took the mutagen and became Super Shredder, he gave the Ninja Turtles a whole problem out there. Mac, you got anything to say about Shredder?
No, I
Any
don't.
childhood memories? I know you had the action figure.
Oh, I had all of them. I had all the action figures. I had the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set, bro.
I had the Ninja Turtles, but I didn't have. I don't think I had Shredder though. I had Bebop and Rocksteady though.
I had Shredder. I had their little compound. I had the Foot compound, and I had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sewer compound. Like, no, I had. I ain't gonna lie. I was a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan growing up.
Ain't
That
nothing
was.
wrong with that. I was too.
I was actually a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan before I got into comic books.
Mm.
I got into comic books later and didn't realize until I got older that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a comic before it was a TV show. But
I'm
Saturday
surprised.
mornings,
Yeah, yup. I'm surprised Tay
yeah.
ain't in here talking about this because Tay like the Ninja Turtles like we do too. This is definitely a good bad guy. Definitely a good bad guy, man.
Definitely a good bad guy.
Hey, don't be firing up all them cigars, champ.
I ain't fired up one yet.
Oh, okay. I thought you was in kingpin mode.
I'm about to be. He's coming up.
every time I see a cigar now, you know what I mean? I think of Mac. I was like, yo, what am I supposed to do with this, man? This dude my boss gave me this for his birthday. He said, these is good. These is good ones from Cuba. He said, you know, I was like, yo, bro, I was like, you know, I don't smoke. He said, he's like, it don't matter. You know what I mean? Just keep it as a souvenir. So I'm ready to mail it off to you, man.
Man, it's a good Cuban.
Ready to mail it off to you. Either that, I'm gonna give it to my uncle. I think my uncle smokes cigars.
No, shit. Is it a
He
good?
said,
Is it a good Cuban?
Mac, you know I don't know about these things, man.
I
I
know,
don't
but
know
that's why
about these things.
he said it's a good one.
Matter of fact, when I look it up, I'll send it to you. He said
This
this nigga Odd fella said April had booty. Oh my God, this still where my gavel at, man? I gotta bang the gavel.
we ain't talking about the movie, champ. Because April did not have no ass. in the comics.
And the
Maybe on the
comics nor the
TV show.
TV. He said Shredder survived the trash compact. Michael Ray is stupid. He said Shredder survived. He talk about the movie.
He did. He definitely did survive that trash compactor.
All right, let's go to Max number 5. We getting down. My man Loki Law Facing.
Lawferson. Also known as Loki Odinson. Also, he is the god of mischief, the god of
You ain't
stories, the
lying.
god of evil. He's what's another one? The god of lies.
Or Laffy son.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, Laffy son is his actual name because he's a frost giant. He's a Yoda.
Yep.
You know, he originally he's from Jotunheim.
Yep.
This Loki comes from the story of Greek of Norse mythology. So y'all got to understand, it's the actual story. Even in Norse mythology, he was a Jotun. You know what I'm saying? But he was the god of mischief. One thing a lot of people don't know about Loki, and Loki didn't start off in Thor's comics, even though he's the brother of Thor. I know everybody knows who he is. He's Thor's little brother. He's Thor's nemesis, but he didn't start off in Thor comics. He actually started off in Venus #6. So if y'all
Right.
ever read the Venus comics, those were the strange stories. Go read some of them strange stories because those strange stories got some crazy stories. But that's where he actually started off. He
I
started off
actually
in
didn't
Venus
know that,
storyline.
man.
Yep, I'm gonna teach you something.
You heard me?
he actually didn't join Thor into Thor 85, the journey into mystery.
You heard me?
Hmm.
I said I didn't know that. I didn't know
I
he didn't
said,
start. I
yeah,
thought he started off in
nope.
Thor stories.
Mm-mm. You know who actually illustrated Loki? The first person to illustrate Loki. You gonna love
Was
this.
it? Was it Jack Kirby?
You damn right.
Oh,
You
okay, the
damn right.
goat. The
Yep, the
goat.
GOAT. He illustrated Loki. Stan Lee wrote the story. And also Larry Lieber. But yeah, Jack Kirby was the person that drew Loki. So that's where Loki got his original design from. I know, and so this is for my comic book people. Y'all know who Jack Kirby is, and y'all know why we put him in such high regard. R.I.P. Jack Kirby. But we
Yes,
put him
yes, yes, yes. That
in
was
high
sad.
regard.
He was drawing
Yeah,
comics when my mom was little. So,
facts. So you know.
yeah, facts.
So we hold Jack Kirby in high regard.
And creator of the Flash, the first science fiction comic ever.
Mm-hmm.
They never did that before he came along. So yeah, he
And
actually a pioneer.
he
Awesome.
really is. One thing about Loki, what makes me love Loki so much, and because Loki is a super villain, but not a super villain. You know what I'm saying? Like he's powerful, like he is. The things that he's his capabilities and things like that, and he's able to seduce people and con
He can
people,
shapeshift. He can shapeshift
shapeshift.
also.
Yeah,
He got
his
mirror
powers is
He
different.
got like illusions that
Yeah,
he could do. Yeah. He
and
could duplicate himself.
multiple times over.
Yup.
And he has these powers, and a lot of people wouldn't look at him like he's a super villain, but in all reality, he
Yeah,
really is.
he's an anti-hero too, just like
That's what
Venom.
I was going to say. That's what I was going to go say. At the same time, he's an anti-hero because you will see him actually fight on the hero side like he does in the movies, like he did in his series. In the series, y'all see him more as being a hero type, where he actually sacrificed himself. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I have a feeling he's coming back. I have a feeling he's coming back. He did that and corrected the timeline in the Loki series. And matter of fact, me and Ack might have to go into a deep dive on that whole Loki series, the whole series
You know
from
what? I
start to
never
finish.
watched it, so you basically giving me homework.
What? You
Yep.
didn't watch
But
Loki? Oh my
you and
God.
KG. I might give you and KG the
Oh,
channel
oh, hey,
because you and
oh my
KG
God.
watched.
Say that is the bro. I didn't watch this first season 3 times.
How
I
many
promise
seasons
you.
is it?
It's 2. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
not gonna be no more. But it's bro, hands down, hands down, the best series Marvel did. Hands, I don't give a damn which one of those series. Anybody in the chat like or nothing. Hands down, Loki is the best on-screen series that Marvel has ever came
So
out with.
basically, the best spinoff. The best
Yes.
spinoff
And I
series.
mean, I like this better than I like Lou Ferrigno's Hope. And I like Lou Ferrigno's Hope.
Oh, no, my
For,
mom, It's a
but
lot.
hold on. When you go watch that Loki and watch the storyline and the build up of what it creates and how it's gonna regulate, how it's gonna resonate with these movies, but the actual storyline, if this was just a storyline and a movie of its own, is great. Like the storyline makes this great. It has nothing to do. They don't even utilize the powers like that, but it's great because the storyline is good. That's what that's what a lot of these Marvel movies and things were starting to miss. That they were starting to miss the storylines, bro. And that's what was pissing me off a lot about the new movies and things like that. Like y'all messing the storylines up, y'all messing them up. They didn't do that in this. They actually made this a good ass storyline. And I got to give Marvel their credit for this series and this one only. I do like the moon,
Mac,
huh?
before you keep going, our fella said the cartoon. I beg to differ. So I guess he was talking about the cartoon. She was shaped up.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go look. I'm gonna have to
Um,
go look. Let me pull up April O'Neil real quick.
he said, and Michael Ray II said Loki's a sucker for real but dangerous. And then Tay Tay said Lou Ferrigno all day as the Hulk. Shoot, Lou Ferrigno's still alive. He's still taking care of himself.
Yeah. Fella, she did have one. What? She do
Well,
got
so
one.
he said she don't got one. Steals.
Steels was right on that. She curvy. They made April O'Neil right. Didn't realize she had all that in that yellow, man. All right.
Only
That boy,
steals,
our fella
bro.
had one.
Only steals, man. Why they even show that? They should have showed that in Canada, man. Steals is horrible, man. Steals is horrible. This is a children's show, Steals. She said, Tay Tay said Lou is still doing his thing. She's Michael Ray said Lou Ferrigno is my ish. I guess that's the Hulk. Good pick, man. Good pick. There's this story that I have. It's a motion comic. I actually got the DVD. Where it's based on a real comic where Loki ends up taking over Asgard. He locks up Thor, he locks up Freya and Odin. And the story is just so dope. Like Loki don't even know what to do with himself now that he beat everybody. And you just see, I don't know how he got Thor's hammer so far away from him, but you just see Thor in the chains like every day trying to call Mjolnir back. And he's just, you know what I mean? And it's crazy. And they cut it off at a point, right, where he's supposed to execute Thor. And Loki actually doesn't want to kill Thor. He just wanted to humiliate him and stuff like that. And all the other bad guys that helped him take over Asgard is like, what are you talking about? We thought this is what you always wanted. and he's questioning himself like, is this what I always wanted? Yo, my brother, Bear Cave Entertainment, Drew Titan. Yeah, man, we doing this breakdown, man. We doing this breakdown. Oh, I got to give you a wrench on the Painful Excellent podcast. That's the only one I didn't give you a wrench on, yo. Salute, bro. Salute. Oh, Mac fell out, but it's my turn anyway. What was we at? We was at number good bad guy though, Mac. Damn good bad guy. Loki is definitely an interesting
I
bad guy.
really would
Yo,
like him
Drew, you might
higher than
have to
that.
run this back. We gotta see if we got your stamp of approval, and you definitely gotta bring Stay Ready over to the Bear Cave if y'all talking comics, cause I'm gonna keep it real. Mac know his stuff. Mac knows he getting better with the DC side. I'm proud of him. He getting better.
I
Like
know a little.
Tupac said, we continue growing one day at a time.
Oh, so you went ahead and put him up there. I knew you. I had a feel. I thought about him,
He
bro.
talked about Parallax, so I gave it to him. Foul Sinestro.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually thought about Sinestro, bro. But I'm
I'm
like,
not even gonna lie. Sinestro to strike me as the type of bad guy you would like. He went from being a good guy, the ultimate Green Lantern. He didn't like the way the Guardians was doing it, the way that they was constructing business. And ultimately, he thought he could use Parallax, the yellow ring. He thought because all of the different Green Lantern Corps, y'all, like, all right, the Green Lantern, for instance, their entity is Ion.
yeah.
Their Yellow Lanterns is Parallax, like Mac was talking to you about. The Red Lanterns is the Butcher. So it's different entities that power these rings.
And they're powered off of, like, you got I think the yellow
Yellow
is
is fear.
fear, red is
Red
rage,
is rage. Would shoot.
uh
Blue is hope. Black
yeah,
is death. You actually
yeah,
have to commit suicide to
to get the
become
black,
a Black
yeah.
Lantern. There's no other, or you have to die. You know what I mean? But 9 times out of 10, you have to. And their entity is Necron. You know, so it's a lot of, like, you know, it'll take me a while. We might have to cover that Brightest Day and Darkest Night.
Okay.
Brightest Day and Darkest Night, we might have to cover that. But Sinestro, who was, like I said, one of the most capable and able Green Lanterns ever, um, he taught Hal Jordan everything that he knew. And him and Hal Jordan actually become friends. And they hated each other at first. But what ends up happening is a crisis happens to where Sinestro is asking the Guardians to do this and do that, and the Guardians do not listen to him. So he has to take matters into his own hands, and he goes so far as to kill other Green Lanterns that he used to rock with. And he ends up getting the Yellow Lantern ring. And, you know, basically, if you can install fear into people, basically that's how the ring is powered. And it actually works very well against Green Lanterns, because, you know, Green Lanterns is about willpower and being brave and overcoming great fear. So yeah, man. Basically, he starts up his own corps and recruits as he goes, basically being intergalactic terrorists. So, Mac, you got anything on Foul Sinestro?
No, I don't. That was a good one. He almost made my list, so that was a good one too. That's why it was out of him or Parallax, but I didn't even pick either one of them. I went a different direction, but it was close.
Yes, sir. She said, Tay Tay said pink is love. You talking about the Star Sapphires. Yeah, the Star Sapphires. But I tell you what, don't sleep on them. Star Sapphire. See, that's the only thing with that love. You know what I mean? Because some of them girls went crazy and came back and killed their exes because they were so in love. And the ring, it amplifies that love that you don't want to part with somebody. So it sounds like it's a good thing, but it ain't always a good thing. There was one storyline talking about the Blue Lanterns. I'm gonna run through this real quick. And one of the worlds got destroyed, one of the planets, and I think it was Kyle Rayner that had the Blue Lantern ring on, and he was just like, "No, we could save it," because he had a lot of hope. And it was like, "Yo," the other Lanterns was like, "Yo, Kyle, just let it go." And he's trying to reconfigure it with his lantern, reconstruct it with his ring, and they're like, "Yo, just let it go." He's like, "No, we could save it." So sometimes those rings is negative in a way, you know, just like the love one. She said, "I'm surprised blue doesn't represent sadness." Now, in the Green Lantern world, all the rings, you know, like the only one that probably represent what it's supposed to is the Red Lantern ring. That's what
Yeah.
which is rage. But yeah, Sinestro made my number 5. Let's move on. Number 4 from Stay Ready.
So y'all know,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
y'all see the picture that he got up there for me. You know what I'm saying, in my black suit. I love Kingpin. This is Wilson Fisk. This is the man. He's a mastermind.
From the
A criminal.
Bronx.
Yeah, a
From the
criminal
Bronx.
mastermind from the Bronx. I give you that from Drew Titan area. You know, one thing about Wilson Fisk that people need to understand: he has no superpowers, but
And he's
he,
strong
ha-
as an
he
ox.
yeah, his strength is at the highest of what is it, the human capability.
Yeah, yup.
He's a master of, I forgot which kung fu was it? Was it jujitsu? I know
It
he's a
might have
master of
been the
hand to
juice.
hand combat.
It might have been. It
Yeah,
might have
the
been.
reason how let me let y'all know how Kingpin even came to be. Kingpin was getting bullied at school and decided to learn how to fight and went back and beat up his bullies. And then that's where it started, where he just started beating up people because he figured out he could fight. Took that, and that's where his criminal organization started, was when he was in high school. And it just grew from there, where he started taking over the neighborhood, the neighborhood
Tay talk
outfits.
about he knows BJJ. Talk about Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. He
He
don't know
might
no.
be.
Tay idiot. Go
I
ahead,
just
Mac. I'm sorry.
I just know he's
She said,
skilled in
"What? He's
martial
from the
arts.
Bronx? Yes, he's from the Bronx.
Boogie Down Bronx, Wilson Grant Fish. Yes. He's affiliated with the Hand. He's affiliated with Hydra. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? The emissaries of evil. You know what I'm saying? This man right here. When he took over all the little neighborhood gangs, then he started out and started taking over even powerful gangs and started getting more worldwide influences. You know, some of the comics that you'll see him in is Daredevil. You'll see, Matt Murdock.
Yes, sir.
You'll see him in Elektra, and he got his start in Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 50. That was back in the 60s. That's where Kingpin got his start from. It was in Spider-Man, but you'll see him in those other comics. And to be honest with you, you might even see him in some of the comics. I think he fought Iron Man once too. So you'll
Yeah,
see
nah, he
him.
be in. Yeah, you're right. He be
You'll
in.
see you'll see
Yeah,
him do crossovers because a lot of
I
times
seen him even in
the
Captain America's joint.
the villains that he controls, they fight a lot of your favorite heroes, but they answer to him. And a lot of times you'll see them come back and you'll see him make appearances in those. But Kingpin, like to be honest with you, to this day, I don't know why they haven't put him in the Spider-Man movie yet. but they should. They should have him. They already did him in Bullseye with Daredevil, but they need to actually have him in one of the newer Spider-Man movies. But they went into another directions. So in the Spider-Man that y'all actually seeing right now, a lot of people don't talk about it. That's not Amazing Spider-Man. That's Spectacular Spider-Man. The storyline that y'all are getting right now with Far From Home and all that, that's the Spectacular Spider-Man storyline. Is it Spectacular or the Incredible Spider-Man? It's one of those two.
It might be not Spectacular.
It's okay. It's Spectacular because that's when you had damn, what's his name? The dude that was in the last Spider-Man movie, not Far From Home, with the globe head. I can't even think his name right now. And I know him. Either. But if they do decide to go back to the Amazing Spider-Man, they need to bring out Kingpin because he is one of the baddest villains in Spider-Man history. They never got rid of him. The only time he's ever really just got beat is when Spider-Man stopped holding back his punches. That was in that series. That's the only time he got beat. Really. Like he'd have been to jail plenty of times, but he get right out.
Yeah, he always get
no
out.
charges. No
Michael
charges.
Ray said he was a beast Punisher, and shout out to Trill Will. I seen Trill
Oh yeah,
Will.
he's in a whole lot of Punisher comics. A lot of Punisher comics.
He's in a lot of Daredevil joints too. Like I think every
he's Daredevil.
Damn near every joint I read, I think Wilson Fisk was in it.
He's really Daredevil's main villain, but he shows up in a lot of other. Like he started out in the Spider-Man comics. Still makes his appearance as a Spider-Man now.
Good bad guy.
He was in Hawkeye comics. Yeah, he was in Hawkeye comics too. I'm not a big Hawkeye fan, but he was in Hawkeye comics. I do know that. But yeah, this is one of my favorite villains. He is top 5 on my list. I don't know why Ack picked this picture. I gave him plenty of Kingpin pictures to pick from.
It was the first one that popped up. I was pressed for time.
I understand, but you could have picked any picture but this one.
They say his head looks twisted and that body big.
he making my guy look bad, man. He making my guy look bad.
Okay, so that's Max number 4. Always liked it, the Kingpin. Like I said, he's not just a brain; he can fight too. I always like him against Spider-Man because Spider-Man always messes with him. He'd be like, "Hey, Willie," you know what I'm saying, and you know, Kingpin can't stand him. He'd be like, "You," and da da da, like they dialogue back and forth. You could tell they've been going at each other for a while. I always liked the Kingpin. One of my favorite Spider-Man bad guys. That's number 4. I gotta go to my number 4. Oh, Victor Creed.
Great choice, my boy. Great choice.
This is probably Wolverine's greatest adversary. He's in the same I want to say he's the same species as Wolverine. They're from this tribe called the Lupine, where they have healing factors and they have like wolf-like and cat-like traits. And that's why you see the way their hair grows and why they're able to track people down and have heightened senses of their nose, ears, and things of that nature. Victor, he doesn't have bone claws. He has regular claws that can rip you to shreds. He's also bigger than Wolverine and older than Wolverine.
And stronger than Wolverine.
He's not the strongest. The strongest is Romulus. Romulus
I know, but he's stronger though.
Yeah, he's stronger up until Wolverine got that antimantium in him, and then it
Agreed.
was a wrap.
But he was still giving Wolverine some
Yeah,
trouble.
he
But
was. He
yeah,
was. He was still giving him work. You're right about that. And to be honest with you, he always warned Wolverine about what happens to them as they get older. Basically, what ends up happening to them when they get older is like your favorite pit bull or a cat. The older they get, they start losing their mind and start attacking. This is what they will call full berserker. So basically, the older Wolverine and Sabretooth get, the more animalistic they're gonna become. So there's this blade called the Muramasa blade that it cuts off their healing factor and it can actually kill them. And Wolverine entrusted that blade to Cyclops in case Wolverine never lost it and went full berserker. That's where, of course, I get my name from this comic right here, Wolverine versus Sabretooth, where eventually it comes to that point because Sabretooth is older, where Sabretooth is losing it. He's raping girls, he's killing them, ripping them to shreds. He's literally like he's drooling, he's going full berserker. And he explains that to Wolverine. He's like, you think humans get crazy when they get older? What you think happens to beasts like us? He said, I'm older than you, Logan. He said, how much older we could argue about, but old enough to know that the road ahead of you looks like this. And he's like drooling and he's like, he really is like losing it. And so he has to go to Cyclops because Cyclops is the only person that Wolverine could trust that blade with. And Cyclops is like, yeah, you asked me to never give you this blade unless you really need. So basically, he explains to him why he needs the Muramasa blade, and he cuts off Sabretooth head. And Sabretooth always been a good bad guy, part of different entities, the Brotherhood, and like I said, part of the Lupine and kidnapping Wolverine and putting antimantium in him,
mm-hmm.
doing anything he can for Romulus because he's scared of Romulus. Romulus is the strongest out of their pact. And there's always a thing with a black and blonde pup from their litter. Wolverine ends up being the black pup, and of course Sabretooth is the blonde pup. So they got to hash it out and see which one becomes the better. But when it comes to their story, Wolverine actually survives. And um, yeah, I don't want to give y'all too much, but basically, that's the breakdown of Sabretooth. You got anything on Sabretooth, Matt?
I ain't got nothing on it. I just
Okay.
know you gave a lot because Sabretooth was, man. This was a hard list. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
He went all the way up to Canada and killed Wolverine's girlfriend, Silver Fox,
I
in
know.
the real comic.
I know.
Raped her and everything. Like, he was, to me, probably one of the worst bad guys ever. I think the number one bad guy that did the worst thing to a comic book hero was Black Manta. Black Manta in the comic, he actually
And Aquaman.
kills Aquaman's son. He kills Anchor.
Yeah. Yeah. Black Manta was well. It's some more that's bad, but yeah, that is pretty.
I think that
That
was the worst in any comic book. Like, he actually, I gotta finish watching that Aquaman too.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I didn't get to finish it, but I gotta finish watching. It's on HBO Max now. I gotta finish watching it. D-Man said Wolverine couldn't beat that cat at all. Yeah, but what happened when he ended up getting that antimantium? It was over. Sabretooth wasn't really a bad guy. He tried to help Wolverine. Nah, in the comics, he
Nah,
was always a bad
nah,
guy. They
he
go
was a
off of
bad
that
guy.
TV stuff.
He was always a bad guy.
He was always a
And
bad guy.
he wasn't a bad guy in the beginning. He turned bad. I will say that, but he's always been a bad guy. Like it's nothing around that. He's always been a bad guy.
But yeah, he's definitely a dope bad guy. I had to put Victor Creed. Tay talk about my boo Sabretooth. Tay crazy.
Tay is crazy.
Oh, now we up to number 3. Max number 3.
Yep. Y'all know who number 3 is. It couldn't have been nobody else. To be honest with you, he's probably the most. He's the
first
coldest.
mutant.
Yeah, he's the coldest X-Men villain. Period. And to be honest with you, the only person that's really stronger than him is Jean Grey. The only person that could truly beat him is Jean Grey. When it came down to it, Apocalypse is different. He has the
Wait,
power
we
that.
talk about Phoenix Jean Grey?
Yeah, Phoenix Jean Grey.
Oh, okay. I was about to say regular Jean Grey can't do
no.
nothing with him.
No. I'm talking about the Phoenix. And you know what's crazy is I started to put the Dark Phoenix on here, but I didn't want to go down that road. She'll make a top 20 though.
Yeah, facts.
But I didn't put on her. I had to put Apocalypse because he had so many different powers, bro. Like he was immortal, he was superhuman, he could teleport,
he could
had
grow,
telekinesis.
he could grow in size. He didn't need none of that Hank Pym particles. He didn't need Pym particles to shrink or get bigger. He could do it on his own.
He could manipulate matter. He was a genius. He could take your powers. Like he was different. And man, Apocalypse was one of those. They need to make a spinoff to Apocalypse.
Nah, like man. Everybody will lose. Everybody will lose.
I get that, but my point about a spinoff. Think about this. You see, Marvel got all of these television series, right? Why not do an X-Men series to where they got to fight Apocalypse, where Apocalypse is the villain, and the whole time, like instead of trying to fit everything in one movie, make it a series. Like I think that would, and do it like it's a movie, like you did every all the other series. Make it like it would be a movie, but make it a series, and think about how you could do that. Like that would be some dope, man. That would be dope. And y'all got to think, Apocalypse was a member. Well, he had his 4 horsemen.
Man, can I say the bar? I am far from mutant.
Yeah. Yeah. He was different. To be honest with you, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. They made, even in the comics, they did this, but they never did a crossover comic. But I want to explain how powerful Apocalypse is. If Apocalypse fought Thanos, Thanos would lose early. It would be over quick. Wouldn't take long at all. Like if they'd have made that series and got Apocalypse, if they'd have made the Thanos Avengers series with the X-Men, Thanos would have lost. I know we've had arguments about who's stronger, the X-Men or the Avengers. The Avengers was tactical. That's what made them who they were. Like everybody was good at what they did, and they had a hope. But if you went down through there and look at what the X-Men was capable of doing and what Avengers was capable of doing, the X-Men would beat the Avengers 19 times out of 20.
I ain't even gonna lie. I think Apocalypse. If we talking about the beginning, then I think it would be a good series. But if you make the Apocalypse where he already into his own right now, everybody did.
Everybody. Like Apocalypse is. one of the best villains in comic book history, hands down, hands down.
That was
Anything
a
on them?
great. That was a great number 3.
Yeah.
I ain't got too much to say on Apocalypse. It's just that he is probably he he may be the strongest. I don't know if he's my favorite X-Men bad guy because
You
another dude might. But then again, never mind on your list. But we'll get into that when we cross that bridge.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
I'm gonna keep it real. The guy that I picked, I'm gonna say it in my Mississippi accent. The other guy that I picked is a little bit more strong, just a tad bit more strong, because he got to devour planets.
Hey, dog, I wanted to add him so bad,
Galactus.
but I'm gonna tell you before you go. I'm gonna tell you. No, you go ahead and go and then I explain it. I
Uh,
wanted to pick him, but I couldn't.
Galactus, Devourer of Worlds, Gallon, whatever you want to call him. His real name is Gallon. What's crazy is you see how he has to consume planets to survive. Let me tell you the irony of this story. Galactus actually was a scientist, and his planet was about to be destroyed. And he took a shuttle and flew into the sun to try to stop it from destroying his planet. He basically was trying to sacrifice himself and thought he would be able. That's how he calculated it. But what happened to Gallon is the cosmic energy from that sun near his planet ended up transforming him into this big, giant, massive human that has to devour worlds in order to survive. If he doesn't eat enough planets and he just sits there, he will die. He has the power cosmic. He can create his own beings, his own heralds, as they like to call them in the comic books. Uh, just a great bad guy. He's the main nemesis to one of his heralds, who is the Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer, whose real name is Norrin Rad from the planet Zenla. They thought I ain't know. They say usually smart people know about Galactus and Silver Surfer. So guess what, y'all? I'm in the smart category because I know all about that. Go ahead, man.
So the reason I was gonna say it's hard to say that Galactus was actually a villain. They made him a villain in the comics, but really he really wasn't a villain.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Because he's just
But I
trying to
would,
survive.
yeah, that's all. And I'm gonna tell you something, and this is something y'all need to know. I've mentioned to y'all before that Ghost Rider is my favorite comic. Period. Ghost Rider killed Galactus. That's how powerful Ghost Rider is. So y'all
Oh
know
God, here we go.
that.
Here we fucking go.
What you mean? Here we go. Did he or did he
I
not
gotta,
kill
you
Galactus?
gotta send me that. You gotta send me that comic. Not saying you lying, but you gotta send me that.
Cosmic Ghost Rider. Go look at it. That's all I'm gonna
All
tell
right.
you. Frank Castle killed Galactus. He got the while he was the Ghost Rider, he ended up getting the power Galactus, and that's what made him Cosmic Ghost Rider. And Cosmic Ghost Rider was able to kill Galactus. Also, in that same storyline, is when Cosmic Ghost Rider was trying to kill Thanos and he couldn't because it wasn't that he wasn't able to kill Thanos. It's just the outcomes that happen when he does kill Thanos. It was never a good outcome. So leaving Thanos alive was better than killing him.
Yes, sir. We winding down.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our number one. When we get to the number one. Uh, Never mind. I'll let you know after we do what we do. Okay, we up to number 2 now. Let's go to Mag number 2. Uh-oh. This is my favorite X-Men bad guy, who is sometimes an anti-hero, Magnus.
Yep. Eric.
Or Eric.
Right there.
Yeah, he got many names. Magnus is one of his names too.
Yep.
Stop it, man. Stop.
Yeah.
He said Eric. he called him by his Christian name.
Yes, sir. Man, this is one of my favorite villains of all time, period. If y'all notice, a lot of my favorite villains on here, if y'all go back and look at the list, came from X-Men.
Mad bias. He couldn't have no Batman bad guys, but got all the X-Men bad guys.
I don't know. I do got Batman bad guys. But you can't tell me that Magneto shouldn't be in the spot.
Nah, definitely. He's one of
really.
The only reason why he wasn't on my list because I seen you picked him already. He probably would have been on my list.
You could have had him on the list. You know you wanted him there. You could have put him there. We can have the same people. It is what it is. That means it means they are where they're supposed to be. You know he's supposed to be right where he is. Magneto. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Magneto is probably one of the most. Magneto could beat Thanos by himself. He didn't need Magneto is a level 5 mutant. He's probably one of the most powerful mutants on the planet.
Is he Omega level? I gotta check.
Yes, he's Omega level. You better go look at it.
I gotta check that, Mac. I gotta confirm that. I never heard about Magneto being Omega level. Now I know Jean Grey and Charles is.
Yes.
So I gotta check. I won't be surprised if Magneto is.
Magneto, I just Googled this for you. Magneto is a mutant with the power of manipulating magnetic fields to achieve a wide range of effects. He is classified as an Omega level mutant. The primary application of his power is controlling over magnetism and the manipulation of both furious and indirectly non-furious metals via metal ores they may contain. Just had to Google that for you real quick.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not surprised. It don't surprise me. It may surprise the people in the chat. It don't surprise me. We almost winding down, y'all. We're gonna do our number 1 together.
Magneto is actually was Magneto's first appearance was in X-Men #1. He is an original. Like this ain't nothing new. Like a lot of the people we talked about didn't come into later on in the comics. No, Magneto was one of the first. He's an original. Y'all got to put some respect on Magneto's name. One of the things about Magneto, what makes him even more powerful, is when him and the Professor actually combined, and he became Onslaught. Then they became extra powerful. He became so powerful that I don't think anybody beat them when he was Onslaught. I think the part was trying to separate him from Professor X. But yeah, that's my number 2.
Yes, sir. The Brotherhood was always good foes against the X-Men. We always love and we always respect Magneto. Magneto and Charles is based off of Dr. King and Malcolm X. Stan Lee pointed that out. That's his version of it. Magneto always stood for mutants' rights forever. And in Days of Future Past,
You say Days of Future Past? Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, you don't know about the comic book Days of Future Past?
No. Yeah, I do. I had to remember. Yes, I do.
Okay. But Yeah, man. Dope bad guy. All right, let me do my number two.
Is that Zoom?
Yes, sir. Professor Zoom, one of my favorite bad guys. You know what I love about him? Because he's so intelligent. He talk that trash. You know what I mean? Why he's beating you up. While he's beating you up, he gonna talk that trash to like, yo, you're not gonna be able to stop me. I'm gonna take everything that you love. I'm gonna make you a better bad guy. I mean, good guy. Sorry, superhero. And not only is Ia Barthon, that type. He also wants to be the fastest. He is faster. He comes to the planet faster than Barry, and always able to run back in time and change everything. He was actually the one that killed Barry's mother and
Yeah.
framed the dad, and that's why the dad had to do the prison term that he did. So he's basically the reason why um, the Flash is who he is, and he can't really die. He exists in every timeline. If y'all didn't know or not, look it up. Even when you kill him, he can't die. One of the best bad guys to me in the DC universe, man. Ia Barthon, man.
Yep.
You got anything to say, Mac?
As soon as I saw him, I knew exactly what it is. I'm surprised you picked him. I shouldn't have been surprised, you know,
He said, "Well, I shouldn't have been surprised."
but I knew you was gonna pick a Flash villain, but I didn't think it was gonna be Zoom.
Yes, sir.
I figured you would. I even thought you might have picked Gorilla Grodd.
I like Grodd, but I don't like him better than Eobard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Eobard, like I said, because that's I
Or
won't say
Reverse
it's,
Flash.
nah. I like Zoom. Zoom be, you know what I mean? He's just as witty and clever as Barry is. So
Yeah.
definitely he made a strong number two. And me and Mac, to end the show, we're gonna do our number ones together because basically we got the same number one.
Because he's number one of all time. Period. I don't give a damn if anybody's number one. He should be number one.
The Joker.
The Joker appeared in the very first Batman comic. Batman number one, 1940.
I got it.
You got the first Batman comic?
I did not tell you. I got the Chronicles, the Batman Chronicles. It touches on all the Batmans from start to finish. Well, all the old ones anyway. All the original ones.
No, I did not know that.
Yes, sir.
Did not know that, man.
Yep.
That's good to know. Because I'm telling you, that is the greatest comic book villain. Uh, what's up?
Said the Joker, I agree. Well, we glad that you picked the Batman bad guy to be your favorite, Tay. I know that took a lot. I thought it would have been Lex Luthor for you. Lex Luthor is a good
No,
bad guy. He actually could have made this list. If, like Max said, if we did a top 20, he would have been somewhere in there. Even the top 15, I probably would have picked Lex Luthor.
yeah,
Um, you want to well, with me with the Joker is the Joker. He's so obsessed with Batman, and him and Batman doing this whole song and dance where he puts the city in peril and Batman has to save it. Like he said in The Dark Knight, I think we're destined to do this forever.
yeah.
and he actually feels like um Batman, when he gets sidekicks like Robin and Nightwing and Batgirl, he actually thinks that that's taken away. He said it in the comic. I forgot which one. That's taken away from him. He said, "I remember when we first started doing this bats, you was able to beat up dudes on your own single handedly." He said, "Now you can't string up 4 bad guys without some help." So that's why he I forgot what comic it was, but he was kidnapping all of them.
You do know
All that.
Jason Todd was Joker's sidekick at one point.
Yeah.
Red Hood.
She said, "Nah, Joker tops." We just glad that you admitting, because I know it takes a lot, that Batman is better. You said the Joker tops Lex. Even his bad guys, his rogues gallery is better. You can't. Superman don't got too many bad guys. I could probably name all of them.
Bizarro. Who you go? Bizarro.
Bizarro might be one of my favorites. He ain't my favorite at a Superman's bad. Who is my? That's a
Lex
good
Luthor
question.
is the
Who is
favorite.
my
Would be the
Superman?
favorite.
It might be. It might be Lex. It might be Lex. Lex might be my favorite bad guy. Yeah, I think Lex is my favorite. It did. If we count in Dark Side, then no, then Dark Side is.
Yeah, Dark Side is definitely well. Y'all
Yeah,
already.
Dark Side. It's between Dark Side and Mongol. I like Mongol too because Mongol's strong as hell. He be making Superman bleed. But yeah, man. Joker is definitely the best supervillain of all time. It's crazy, it's like a clown versus a bat. And the way they made it work, it just ended up working. The Joker has killed people that not just Batman loves, but y'all remember the story I did about 2 weeks ago on Injustice, someone that Superman loves. And he admitted to Batman, "Yo, I can never beat you." So I had to go for the next best thing.
Ain't that when Superman killed Joker in that series?
Yes. Yup. See, Tay Tay. Oh, y'all just trying to make him a criminal. No, this is what he did. And Batman had to stop his ass.
Yep.
Because we don't kill Clark. That's what he told him. Try to tell you, Tay. But any last words, Mac, before we get up out of here, man?
Man,
This was a good live, man.
Yeah,
It's
this was a
probably
good
one of
one.
my longest.
Yep, this was a good one.
It been a while. They thought Cadillac Red was gonna be the co-host after that Power Rangers joint. They was
Power Rangers
wondering
was a good
about
one.
you. They was wondering about you.
I'm back, champ. I just got family things and things going on. I'll be
Oh,
back.
trust me, I understand you. I got those issues right now too. So.
Oh yeah, man. You know I'm here.
But yeah, man, get the people your last words, man, and let them know when you're gonna do a live gaming stream and whatever you want to do, champ.
Not this week, but next week I'll be back on the live game, and we'll be back. Y'all make sure y'all come tap in the channel, the LDBC Gaming. The team. We actually building the community over there. So if y'all down for the gaming, y'all make sure y'all come over, check out the LDBC Gaming. You know what I'm saying? We more than just boxing, man. We're a broadcasting network, champ.
Yep. Yes, sir. Salute to my co-host. Stay ready. It been a while. You know what I mean? Mac, remember when you text the other number. But anyway.
He
Salute.
over here Kevin Gates in it, y'all.
But Salute to the LDBC. Salute to the full Berserker clan. Salute to the usual suspects. Make sure you shop usualsuspects6.com because you fit the description. Y'all may catch me before I get ready to go out with the guys over there gaming. And yeah, man. We'll see you next week, man. I don't know what I'm going to talk about next week. It kind of comes in the middle of the week, but we'll figure it out. Salute to the family, man. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Peace.